Masinamkele kwakho kwinkqubo yethu i-VOB Voice of the Bay kungecawa lingatsho lokuyitsho sosazi into yokuba sigalelekile siyi-Voice of the Bay from 4 up until 5 o'clock. Kwicawa yanamhlanje ndikunye naye uDr. Joshua Ndlela, who is a counseling psychologist pa UNISA, and our next guest will be Mr. Nkululeko Manthana, our political analyst. We'll be talking more about the ad hoc committee with Mr. Nkululeko Manthana. Ad hoc committee, Madlanga Commission, Kat Matlala, testimonies, and so on. But before we go further, let's welcome Dr. Joshua Ndlela, our counseling psychologist. Doc, siyakwamkela nawe kule nyanga ika November as we are concluding it, or sivala inyanga. Le nyanga ibisaziwa njengokuba i-mental health month.
Yes. Enkosi kakhulu Butbesi, thank you for having me. Yes, inyanga ka November in the whole world. People are talking about mental health. As we know that this is a phenomenon that the whole world is talking about. We know that many people who are committing suicide are men. In the whole world who are committing suicide, not only up in Mzansi or in the Eastern Cape, are men. And there's so many of mental health illnesses that are confronted by men, and men, they seem to be silent. And we are talking about it to say amadoda are also human beings. We are all going through a lot. Siyagowa, singamadoda. Siyagowa. As a result, it is important for us to acknowledge our vulnerabilities as men, to say we need to be doing something about our own mental health. So this month, it is for that.
Doc, as we are concluding our 11th month, that is the month of November, and yet we are approaching, in fact, sesiphakathi ku-December.
Yeah.
By the following day, that is Monday.
Yeah.
Doc, let's talk about mental health and 2025 festive season. We all understand that most of the people are unemployed.
Yes.
In South Africa,
yes.
Especially in South Africa.
Yes.
And yet most of the people doesn't have money, and there are few people who are working.
Yes.
Iminyaka ifani, Doc.
Inyani leyo Butbesi. Iminyaka ifani.
What is your advice?
Butbesi, it is also important for us to note that in many African countries, African people, they seem to measure their self-worth on the basis of what they can provide. Monies, accolades. And in Inyanga ka December, it is a month where it is expected that not only men, but people generally are expected in Nokuba, those they being perceived as they are affordable to actually provide for their own families, for their own children. And that, Butbesi, is actually causing a lot of havoc. There is a societal expectation that says, ubani funeke apeyintele indlu, ubani needs to buy igusha, ubani funeke athengele impahla ubani. There is that expectation. And many men and many other people, sometimes they find themselves unable to do so. Why? Because onyaka abafani. And there's nothing wrong when a person says, I'm unable to do that. I cannot afford. To say no, you're actually being wise. But it's a wise move to live within your limit. This month, Butbesi, there is so much expectations to ebantwini. And if you as a person, you are not going to be able to stand for your own pressures, mental health, No one is going to be doing that for you. It is therefore important, Putbesi, as we begin the festive Putbesi, please kindly, whoever is watching this, live within your limits. And in order for you to say, I'm unable to afford, it is the reality. Do not live a life of wanting to meet the expectation of other people. Ngomso, they will not be there. You will be the only one person who feels the consequences of living a reckless life. But Pesi, so many people, even research tells us, the month of December as well as the month of January, most people, they tend to be diagnosed with a depression, adjustment problems as a result of Putbesi, what they were doing during the month of December and January, they feel the repercussions of it, because now Putbesi, the reality in January sets in. We need to take children to school. We need to get a transport fee to go to work, you know, and Putbesi, many of our people go for loan sharks. They go for loaning. Why, Putbesi? There was a reckless spending in the month of December. Putbesi, it is not, it is something that you can see social media and otherwise, that during the month of December, Putbesi, there is so much of stress, anxiety, whether Putbesi, am I going to be able to do this or that? And people do not think for themselves. People want to live according to the expectation of others. If Putbesi, any person who's watching today, is unable to afford, say no. No is to being wise, because you are putting boundaries to yourself and you limit anxiety and stress on yourself.
Wow. Nkosi kakhulu Doc. Doc, ndiqinisekile onyaka bengafani benjalo, onyaka bengafani benjalo. Ndiqinisekile akhona amazwi onako ukuwabhekisa ngakumbi ebantwaneni. Ngabanye abantu abenza uxinzelelo ngeyona ndlela imandla ebazalini bakho.
But Pesi, it's very good to also note, to minimize the high expectation from our kids. And also put Pesi, as expectation our kids they have, it is also the results of what we have said to them. We have said so many things to our children. We have said to our children that once you pass your grade, I'm going to give you this. Once you do this, I'm going to give you this. And there's so much expectations from them. And if you don't meet those expectations, others will feel that, you will fear that your children will say, you are not the best daddy, you are not the best uncle, mommy, and all of that. The reality, the reality.
You are not the best. They will say, you are not the best.
You are not the best. You are not the best. And the best, Gulama Lumuse next door, who was able to do things for umdana wake, for a nephew yake. And abantwana are kids. We need, as parents, to be able to have a good communication. Let's treat our kids as human beings.
Lastly,
yeah.
Doc,
yeah.
a message to our wives.
Yes, this is the month where we are expected to give gifts to our wives and our partners. The unfortunate part, if you can buy the gift, do it. If you cannot, tell her that I'm unable.
Tell her or tell him.
Tell him or tell her or tell him that I'm unable to afford. And be transparent to your finances, especially if you say this is your better part, your half part. Be transparent to your partner about your finances, including to your kids as well.
Thank you very much, Doc. For now, we will go for a commercial ad break. But when we come back from the ad break, we'll be talking about mental health and solitary confinement. Let's go for a commercial ad break. Sibuyela khona evenkleni sinamkela kwinkqubo yethu iVoice of the Bay VOB. My name is Percy M. Lamani. I am still with my guest Dr. Joshua Ndlela. Now, Doc, let's welcome you once again.
Thank you so much, Putpesi.
Doc, in this segment, I am bringing this mental health and solitary confinement. How solitary confinement affects mental health. I am bringing this subject with what has been experienced by Mr. Ket Matala in that ad hoc committee, because he has mentioned that his mental health has been affected by solitary confinement. He can't recall a number of things that were being asked to him by the members of the ad hoc committee. How does solitary confinement affect mental health?
Thank you so much, Putpesi. I must note that this is a very good, sensitive, ethical question. As a psychologist, I might not be talk about someone else's mental health or make any mention about his mental health statuses or disclose anyone. But I think what you are saying and asking is, what is the impact of the solitary confinement on one's mental health? I think it's important for us to define mental health. In mental health, it has to do with the pressures that one experiences emotionally and psychologically, and how we become resilient when we are experiencing these pressures, which means any person who is a human being is bound to experience pressures. And some of the pressures, we can just say the solitary confinement. We have noticed when during COVID-19, there was a
Quarantine.
Yes, where one was expected to stay on his or her own, to deal with the COVID-19. That isolation, it has caused so many other mental health factors. A prolonged isolation of a human being is associated to depression, to suicidal ideation and thoughts, as well as someone, we can also speak about self-injury. So a human being, is a social being. We live, we feel as human beings so long socially we are okay. And a human being, for him or for her to feel that he is a human being, he needs to get this stimulation, this sensory stimulation. What is the sensory stimulation, is that thing, I'm able to see people, I'm able to make conversation with people, I'm able to smell, to listen, and those things, are activating our brains to work. And once you starve that, then we call it sensory deprivation. And it brings a lot of mental health problems when you take a person out of this stimulation. One of the things that you will see, as I've said when I this is associated to depression, one of the things that you will say, because of you are on your own, and you will notice in other mental health illnesses, abantu bathanda usihlalela bodwa, bavala amacango, bavala curtains, kube mnyama, they cut themselves away from the reality, the social world. And what happens there when is that the brain itself, it creates its own stimulants. The brain.
So the type that we are talking about is a self-imposed type of solitary confinement?
Any confinement, Professor, where you are not be in a place to be with people. It could be in the depression, Professor, because some they get into confinement because of they are having these strong feelings of depression. They have strong adjustment negativity on them, and they choose to be on their own. So they are actually put in those corners because of the mental illnesses. And some are like the solitary confinement, which when I put legal people and those who understand it, they can tell me better about how things work in the solitary confinement. But once you are being sidelined, you are on your own. You are not in touch with people. You don't see people. You don't make a meaningful conversation with people. You are deprived of that, Putpesi. Which means, Putpesi, your brain will go as far as creating its own stimulants. You know what will happen, Putpesi? We get to une hallucinations when I put Putpesi. The person has psychosis where when I put Putpesi, the person is out of touch of the reality. You know, as a result, Putpesi, upela lumtu ebona izinto, esiva izinto, ebona figures, shadows, you know, ebona izinto ezithetha. Why, Putpesi? One of the things that has caused that is to be isolated, which now you are asking about solitary confinement, that tends to isolate people. Another thing that causes the other day called cognitive dysfunctioning, the ability to make the right conversation with other people, it gets affected because there is no human connection. Ebanga noba ube ngumntu usifilishe nje ngumntu ayikho loo nto leyo that will be affected, that thing enoba ukwazi ukwenza a meaningful conversation.
It sounds so interesting, Doc, because when I was watching first day of Cat Matlala, as a witness testifying some of the allegations that are leveled against him, some people were saying he was so evasive until he confessed that he is suffering from mental illness.
Yeah. Now, it's always good to put that whenever we get into these correctional services, we also need to understand some of the things that are being done. They will actually have will cause some psychological distress on the other side. While we are doing right, on the other side, a person will actually experience some distress. You know, so I'm glad that now Mr. Matlala have actually have said it. Ukuti, this is my problem, you know, and I just hope those people will take him seriously, because the research tells us, Ukuti, when one gets into solitary confinement, the person is likely to experience a confusion, memory loss, and the ability to make meaningful articulation on other things.
Lastly, Doc, because we've got only 1 minute left, Doc, what is your advice to people who prefers, when they are confronted by challenges in life, what is your advice to those people who prefers to go for solitary confinement?
Putpesi, I'm not sure, Putpesi, what I can say other than to advise people to say, whenever you are going through hard life issues, pressured life issues, talk about them. Talk about them. Putpesi, a strong person for me, it is a person who are experiencing these pressures in life, and the person at the deepness of his vulnerability, the person starts to talk. A weak person, it is a person who are confronted by these issues, and when you are not talking about them when you are at the valley of these life problems. Speak when you are having a challenge. Otherwise, you are giving us a perceptions that you are doing okay while you are subjected to entropy, which means a slow death, while you are thinking that people will think that you are okay. Talk about your issues.
Dr. Joshua Ndlela, thank you very much for making time and giving us your insight about mental health issues. Nkosi kakhulu, siyabulela, Doc.
Thank you so much, Pepesi. I really appreciate it as well.
Fikelela njalo siphelile ke nodliwano-ndlebe lwethu naye uDr. Joshua Ndlela. That's how we come to an end with our interview with Dr. Joshua Ndlela. We'll go for a commercial ad break. After that, we will welcome our political analyst, Mhlekazi Nkululeko Kamantana. We'll be talking about the ad hoc committee. It's so interesting. It was so interesting this week. But firstly, let's go for a commercial ad break. Nkosi kakhulu kwakho ngokuba akunye nathi sisamkela nalo usanda kusijoyina ngaleli thuba kwinkqubo yethu i-VOB Voice of the Bay, kanti ngaleli thuba samkela umhlalutyi wethu wezopolitiko Mhlekazi Nkululeko Kamantana. Siza kuncokola ke ngemicimbi eliqela kuba sisazi impela veki egqithileyo ilizwe loMzantsi Afrika belisingathe i-Great 20 known as G20 Leadership Summit. Kanti omnye umcimbi esawujonga ke ngumcimbi we-ad hoc committee. Uyakhumbula ke kule veki u-CFO esipoliseni kwilizwe loMzantsi Afrika uLieutenant General Dimpane naye ufumene ithuba lokokuba bekanti uthi thaca ubungqina bakhe kwi-ad hoc committee ejongene nemicimbi yesipolisa apha kwelizwe loMzantsi Afrika phaa kwi Mampuru Correctional Facility ePretoria. Mhlekazi Mandana, masikwamkele kwinkqubo yethu.
Mandibulise kuwe Pepesi nakuba abukeli be-VOB.
Mhlekazi Mandana, abaninzi baliqhobele izandla ilizwe loMzantsi Afrika ngokusingatha i-G20 Summit. Kwakwenene ilizwe loMzantsi Afrika liphala phambili kusenina ekusingatheni amatheko ehlabathi, yaye loo nto leyo iyakusebenzela eli lizwe loMzantsi Afrika kusenina kumanye amazwe ehlabathi.
Umsasazi, without a doubt i-group of 20 iza kulibeka ilizwe laseMzantsi Afrika kwi-map, in the sense that iSouth Africa yeyokuqala into yokuba ngabana i-G20 ithi izohlala kuya kule continent. Uzakhumbula ke kuyafana no-2010 Soccer World Cup, nayo lo midlalo yasibeka kwi-map. So I think ne-G20 izasibeka kwi-map. I-G20 msasazi, this group of 20 it was founded in 1999. Uyawukhumbula ke xa kufonyishwa ezi G20 sube kune-financial crisis. Imbangi yazo into yoba ngabana zibe khona ziqala zibe zi-G7 zibe zi-G20 is because of the global economic crisis. So nayo i-G20 is as a result of finance ministers and governors zebhanka zaqonda into yoba kwezi crisis mane ziba khona masibe ne-G20. There was a Great Depression ko-1929. Nalapho kwabakho i-intervention ezenzekayo. For instance, people like John Keynes baza nento yokuba ngabana ingaphela njani na le crisis, le financial crisis sinayo. Kulapho ke kwavela lento ke ngoku kuthiwa yi-Keynes okanye i-Keynesian economic intervention. So ukubhekela phaa. So what I'm trying to say into yoba ngabana zonke msasazi ziyenzeka because of financial crisis, so for stability se-global economy. So iSouth Africa yona, yes, is going to be elandwa kwi-map ngokuba ikhona i-G20 ilapha but however umbuzo mhlambi okhoyo into bangabana kule crisis sinayo thina apha eMzantsi Afrika izasinceda njani i-G20 ukuba iza kusinceda. Uzawubona ke because kaloku abantu ii-members ze-G20 phaya zeze-developing countries, ezinye zeze-developed countries, ezinye zeze-industrialized countries and ke ngoku thina ke ngoku silapha kwi-developing countries kuyadisinvestwa ngoo-Goodyear base-America oo-Ford nabo bafuna and ku-Firestone bayadisinvesta, so ingaba ke ngoku G20 thina iza kusinceda kanjani?
Most of the African countries were also invited by the host country, that is South Africa, in that G20. And more than 20 African countries are looking for financial assistance, that is loans. Why it is like that?
Le nto nditshoyo msasazi that i-problem eba khona iba yi-financial crisis and i-financial crisis ayipheli ngokuhamba uboleka, like ne-South Africa is doing the same.
What I'm driving at, Mr. Mantana, why African countries are looking for loans whilst they have a number of minerals. There's a lot of wealth in this continent, but they are still looking for minerals, for loans.
What I like, I just want to quote Trump with China. We've got the cards. China, but we make those cards. Tina see Africa. Ngoba besithi China bayazenza thina we harbor those data as minerals bathetha ngazo, so sonke uba ngabana sino cooperate ngendlela efanayo kube ne synergy, because America, the EU, they need Africa, we need China in making these minerals bathetha ngayo, these cards bathetha ngazo, because as ba usitsho now we are rich in those minerals, but ngoba si rich in those minerals we can't sikwazi thina ukuzijika ezigolide zethu zibe ziwatch, asikwazi thina ukuproducer out of these minerals sinazo until we learn that skill. Into wangabana thina ke ngoku siyi-Africa khe sidibane into bangabana sikhe sithethe nabo man, we want i-training kwi-investment yethu sifundiseni into bangabana sisi-educate into bangabana how do we change ezi minerals nithetha ngazo zibe kwi-value, zibe yi-resource.
Another interesting thing is the speech which was made by the president of Namibia, Unandi. We don't want free money, if I quote her correctly. We don't want free money. We also want loans so that we can make our countries better. Why she used that we don't want free money? What do you think she was referring to?
Because i-free money msasazi ikwathenga kwa o-government bethu uba ngabana sizawufumana free money but izawuba khona ii-conditions ezihamba nale free money, and again nalo free money ayikwazi uba free, andiyiboni uba iyaba free because i-IMF ii-returns zayo nee-rates zayo are too high ne-World Bank, so andiyazi ke lo free money uzayithatha phi na, because ezi zinto zinida uba ngaba zibe reciprocal, into uba ngabana unikwa into then nawo khona into ozayinika at the end of the day. Uzayinikezela.
Some other interesting things was the protest which was demonstrated by MK Party and Operation Dudula outside the venue.
Yes.
Did those protests have an impact?
Noba kuzabakho ilanto kwa-climate changes ziba sema-England noba ziba sema-France msasazi, these people be-green energy and others baba nazo ii-protests, but ke ngoku kadudula ayikhange ndiyiunderstand uba for ukuthini na noba mhlawumbi for ukududula as Africans bathetha ngazo into yoba ngabana masihambe apha eSouth Africa and ne-MK I don't understand, but I understand green energy kwinto ze-climate change, but these two parties khange ndisi-understand.
Lastly, before we go for a commercial break, Mr. Mandana, United States of America didn't attend, but at a later stage, they showed interest of becoming part of the G20 summit. Whew. What could be the reason for them to take part at a later stage? What did they realize?
All right. United States yodwa i-excuse le South Africa yenza United States. The prominent leaders and the superpowers as a driver that G20, like China, the leader of China was not here, ithumele delegate. Leader of Russia was not here, and the leader of US. So khange babekho white because above they don't see eye to eye from into your tariffs and how financial global finance must be addressed. So
But the reason for the United States of America is because of the statement that they have made that South Africa is ill-treating white South Africans.
That is an excuse. That's why I said that is an excuse, because all three of them, siyabazi bangabana omnye kweli cala nomnye ukweli cala, and abavan part yona United States iyakwazi uyibeka iSouth Africa yona as an ibe ngathi iSouth Africa le ibangele into obongabana ingazi everybody, even ku-G20 kuchiwa as leaders, they said no, there is no genocide of white people up in South Africa, silapha nangoku, and we are talking to the Afrikaners ezilapha phakathi. Many of them are saying no, there is no genocide. We might differ ngento ezithile, but i-genocide.
Let's leave it there for now and go for a commercial break. Sinamkele kwakho, welcome once again. I am still with Mr. Nkululeko Mandana, our political analyst. Mr. Mandana, once again, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Lamani.
Let's conclude on what we were talking about before the commercial break. The absence of the superpowers in South Africa G20 summit.
Yes. Msasazi, what ilan by America, to add to what I was saying, engafuni into yokuba ngabana iyamkele, into yokuba ngabana ayisekho i-dominance, iyehla iyadecline the dominance ye-America. Ingena nge-tariffs, threatening nge-tariffs, and then there were countries like Iran, like China, and others, let alone Russia, Russia no China, but Iran and India. Ezibonakalisile into yobana if uzonyusa ngo-50 nazawunyusa ngo-50, so ngoku iSouth Africa is the first country, a developing country kwi-continent, nathi ethi ukuba ngabana niyayifuna le declare uba siyipasa apha kuni, and andizuzuza apha because kaloku khanifune niyaske noyithatha phaa eziofisini. So ngoku ithetha ngokuba noko iSouth Africa ngoku imila umqolo ngokubona into yoba wana man kudala nibhulishe. Otherwise it's a bullying tactics that Trump and the America engafuniyo uyamkela into yoba ngabana no man, ngoku we are not the only superpower. Aba bantu bayakwazi noko uba ne-alternative, it's something abangayithandiyo.
The declaration itself, is it going to last now that America was not here, and yet the handover has been done to America? Is it going to last under their stewardship?
America, as long as Trump ekhona, maybe uba ngabana kunobakho omnye upresident, uba Trump yena, he is not going to accept even those declarations, because besenzelwe South Africa and chairperson ibe Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa. So he's not going. I'm sure there will be changes abazawufuna ukuzipusha, because ngoku lento seyibanjwe ngayo ingabo usihlanu.
In 2027, it's going to United Kingdom. 2028, the G20 will be hosted by South Korea. Do you have any thing to say?
Yes, onke la mazwe msasazi ngamazwe ahamba bazi allies. That's what I'm trying to say. we are talking about allies, if you are talking about South Korea, we exclude North Korea. Uyazi North Korea ihamba nabani na, ihamba no Venezuela, no Russia, no China. So South Korea zona zezi zihamba no France, no England, Germany, and no America. So kusoze kubekho change engako isiya Britain okanye England. It's going to be the same because these people are allies. By allies, into bangabana, they are following the same economic strategies, the same global economic policies. So abanga follow these economic policies. Go China, no Russia, no Venezuela, no Iran. So there will be no change we hand over. Even America, Iran, South Korea.
South Korea. Let's move on and talk about the ad hoc committee inquiry of South African Police Services. This week, as I have indicated, that it was very, very interesting week in that ad hoc committee. Let's look at the presentation of the Lieutenant General Dimbane, who is the Chief Financial Officer. There are a number of questions that he didn't manage to respond in a very satisfactory way. What could be the reason, especially the tender of 360 million rand? Your views on that?
When I look to the CEO SAPS, msasazi iye phaya iyozisusa kwi-operational matters, isithi yona idila ne-finance. Uyakhumbula kuye kwakho imibuzo we-PKTT into yobana ngoba bekusithiwa mayisuke i-PKTT and ingathi nawe wawunoluvo kule nto. Athi no, uluvo lwam lalingekho operational, uluvo lwam layinto kuba ngabana ndim obudgetayo, if this thing is going to be permanent, then ndichazeleni so that sibone into yoba ngabana siza kuyibhajeta kanjani. If is temporary, then siyibone ke ngoba i-funds, and we can't carry on kakhulu nento temporary. Kodwa ke i-operational matters zaka SAPS zipha phezulu ku-commissioner wamapolisa. Mna ndingu-CFO, ndijongene nezimali nendlela kufuneka zibhatalwe ngayo izimali.
I'm the last person.
I'm the last person.
I only sign.
Yeah, I only sign. But I think
Does it supposed to be like that?
no, it's not supposed to be like that, like that exactly. Unyanisile xa isithi no akafuni ukuzibandakanya ne-operational matters. Into yoba uba uthe u-commissioner no mayihlale but naye ayazi ngexesha so that azokwazi ukuyifunda. Kodwa ke loo nto because kunezinto kuthiwa zi-irregular expenditures ne-wasteful expenditures, you must ask questions zinto kuba ngabana izawuqhuba kanjani, imali izawufumaneka phi, and i-strategic plan sethu sithini, and ke ngoku ithini i-period yale nto noba izawube i-renewable. But yena bebonakala njengomntu ongabuziyo ovela nje asayine loo nto ayichazelwayo.
But some of the committee members, they were so strong to her, not in a very tough way, but they advised her not to be careless. I think Kusela Digo of the ANC is one of the committee members who talked so strong to her about her performance in that office as the Chief Financial Officer. I think even the chairperson, Mr. Soviet, also advised her at least to do better as she is currently doing in that office as the Chief Financial Officer. Is she fit for that office?
I can say yes, she is fit for that office, but the problem here is
where is she lacking?
Is lacking at asking questions, probing questions to these people abazabati makapatali. probing questions. For instance, uSauls we PA always asked this question into bangabana akuspendwa mali ninzi kule PKT khanguspendwe mali ninzi kule PKT lento ebithethwa ngumchunu that we need to disband it because there are too much money. Imali ku public sector msasazi, yes, you need to be effective and efficient, but if there is value for money, that's what the lady is lacking. Ukuthi is ngabe khona value for this amount. You see, so you need to give me a report ezawundichazela uba there is value. Yena ngokusanda njengobookkeeper okanye lento kuthiwa hayi sigqibile chairperson komasingcwabane uba wena treasurer khupha imali ethile, ungabuzi uba ndiyikhuphe laa ntoni na. Unjalo wena uyahlala xa uba kuthiwa makayikhuphe ayikhuphe, kulapho shame imistake yakhe ikhona.
She is weak on that.
She is weak on that, but you don't find corruption in what kule nto ayenzayo. But i-value for money akayibuzi uba le nto ndithi inayiphinda inayirenyuwisha kwaye le contract is there value for money na.
Mr. Mantana, we will go again for a commercial break, and then when we come back, we will talk about the testimony of Kat Matlala. Masivenkileni okugqibela sibuye naye kwakho Mhlekazi uNkululeko kaMantana. Sibuyele kakhona sinamkela kwi-last segment yenkqubo yethu ye-Voice of the Bay naye umhlalutyi wethu wezopolitiko Mhlekazi uNkululeko kaMantana. Mhlekazi Mantana, kwakho siyakwamkela.
Mandibulele msasazi.
Mhlekazi Mantana, your take on Kat Matlala. There are a number of things that he has mentioned in his testimony. I think it was on Wednesday. He spoke a lot about Bheki Cele and money.
Yes, msasazi, ubuya khumbula oMatlala no Paul O'Sullivan ngabantu ebesijongile into yoba ngabana ngamehlo abomvu into yobana bazawufika bazonikezela i-evidence, even mhlambi nabo TK Molefe ngabantu esibajongileyo. Ungenele ke uMatlala emva ngxaki ezininzi nekucacisa into yoba ngabana ingathi bengazutestifya uba esithi i-mental status yakhe nee-conditions phakathi etrongweni azikho right, kodwa ke sambona ke engena eyonikezela i-testimony yakhe. Njengoba usitsho msasazi, eyona testimony yakhe ekubonakalayo into yokuba ngabana lo kaBheki Cele ebeye kuye ebebhalele kuye msasazi, ngaske ndithethe ngolo hlobo because elona gama ebethetha ngalo nathi unobungqina even nabemali amnike zona nabeze-protection zakhe zokuya emitshatweni nee-meetings ebenazo between yena nalo kaBheki Cele, apho lo kaBheki Cele athi lo kaMatlala ube nalo ixesha efuna ngoku ungathethi nalo kaMokgotsi esithi man mandimbloke man lo Mokgotsi because ingathi undidalela imfazwe apha esipoliseni. Ibe nguBheki Cele uthi sumbloka because andikho mna kaloku phaa as a minister, and okubonakalayo lo uMokgotsi ngoyena usondeleyo kwi-ministry njengoba na usitsho uthi xa efowuna ngamanye amaxesha uthi ufowuna kwi-ofisi yakamchunu khawube udlala ngaye because ukuba ngabana akuyenzanga asuba nayo enye imbobo ke ngoku yoya kumchunu. Into ndingaske ndiyithethe msasazi yokuba kuyabonakala into yoba ezi factions ke ngoku because noba uzawuthi umchunu ngubani na uyi-ANC, uthi uBheki Cele uyi-ANC, so idabi lobupresidenti nodabi elingaphakathi kwe-ANC liya ngoku liyabonakala into yobana yame even nangezi-cartels ke ngoku ngoMatlala because xa izawusuka kuBheki Cele into yoba wona ayisukumbloka uMokgotsi because kukhona uzazifumana i-information kakuhle phaa kulaa office yakamchunu kwenzela uba azosuka into yoba ngabana abe ngupresident. So I don't think besiyilindele sonke ke loo nto, kodwa ke le nkcazelo usaqhuba ngayo lo kaMatlala.
As we all know that Mr. Bheki Cele, at least he's the prominent figure a highly respected ANC, not now as an NEC member, but he used to be an NEC member of the ANC. Ethically speaking, what can you say about Bheki Cele?
Usasa ndiba nento ethi uyabona uba ubhaqiwe namhlanje ayithethi laa nto uba buyiqala ngoba ubhaqiwe njengoku ayithethi laa nto uba ngoku ubunguminister ubungayenzi. I know ke amagqwetha mna andililo igqwetha bathetha ku-innocent until proven guilty. Mine mna endiyifundisiweyo ku-politics and yi-risk and scenario studies where I look at the trends and where I look at the projection nento yoba ngabana mani le nto uyenzayo ngoku iyalinka nento ethile and uba uzawuqhuba ngale trend it means le trend kudala uyiqalile anyway nangona eli cala singekaliboni. I'm not saying into endizama uyithetha uba uguilty mayithathwe laa nto ayithethwa ngumahlala ngoku kodwa ke again kunale nto kuthiwa yi-culture. I-culture i-definition yayo is a shared behavior. Asiqali ukuyibona i-corruption yombutho ophetheyo abantu be-African National Congress and ke ngoku kucace into yoba ngabana iyasherishwa le behavior ye-corruption ngaphakathi in as much abantu ngoku sebengasafuni ovota is because of this behavior. And ke xa uzawuthetha nge-culture you can't exclude into ethetha nge-values. Ndiyake apha uthetha khona if you get to i-culture e-negative i-values zakho nazo azizoba you are going to be valueless. Because xa kwi-organization you go there and add value. So akuzubuya ke mna kundichazele uthi i-ANC ayikho wrong, i-ANC ayikho corrupt, abantu abarongo ngabantu abapha. There is no organization without people. The very cornerstone of the organization are the people. So if the behavior of those people ne-culture yabo iyenza into yoba ne-organization ingabi na-values ngabantu abenza loo nto. You need to change the behavior yabantu, unikezele culture yabantu. If the culture is corruption, then there will be no values. But if those people can change, babe ne culture evaluisha abantu ababaservayo, then the organizational image is going to be positive. So and isingeni ke into bangabona ukuthi hayi ngabantu kakade organization yenziwa ngabantu. So umuntu ke ngubheki icala uyimember ye-ANC. Ezi zinto noba azikaprova ngoku but ziyi-image kuthi edentayo identa umbutho nakubantu xa bejongile uba anyway i-culture yabo le nje wabe seni-explainini. So ubheki icala inokuba naye upha until proven into yoba ngabana khange yenzeke kodwa ke oomaphisa nqakulo bangaphandle same thing yento yoba ngabana ye-bribing akukabikho laa nto kwa-evidence akukabikho sigqibo nakuleyo ukuthi judgment kodwa ke why are many people be-ANC bekule nto. And lastly msasazi kule nto uyithethayo into yoba ngabana these commissions from Zondo Commission uNkandla le nto Madlanga and this one, the majority of the people that are investigated are ANC. ANC has become a liability in South Africa. All those people, and of course, officials, although kuthiwa umuntu uJulius Mkhwanazi ungu-deputy chief or whatever emapoliseni, but at the end udibana naye phi kwi-rally ze-ANC into echazela into yoba ngabana man uyi-ANC lo mntu. So there are people that have abadeployiwe yi-ANC to gatekeep and benze le corruption because ministers and politicians azikwazi ukuya eteleni because they are not allowed to by constitution and ne-parliamentary lantuka zawo. But abantu abenza laa nto kuba zibekwazi uphumelela are the members ezizo-officials ze-ANC esikwazi ke ucorrupta aba. So iproblem esinayo sibhatala ii-tax zethu for abantu aba-corrupt because these commissions, most of those people and the majority, and I'm going to say it tomorrow until proven into yoba ngabana abayo members ze-ANC, zii-members ze-ANC, uMchunu member ye-ANC. So today I'm not going to say uMchunu was right okanye uCele was right, but kwaDoctor Mahlala there are meetings ezibonakalayo into yobana thina ebekwi-meeting ye-ANC bekukhona lo Mokgotsi ebekwi-meeting ye-ANC. So thina siphakathi edabini ne-mess ye-African National Congress ekunideka into yobana ngoba bethetha nge-renewal bazithi renew really and kubekho i-clean African National Congress. Otherwise we are paying all these monies, nice commissions because there are problems the ANC.
For programs of the ANC like door-to-door campaigns, is it going to be easy for them to convince people to vote for ANC for next year local government elections?
It's not going to be easy. ANC, even national, has got to 40%, and akabikho nto ebonakala into wangabana ne-improvements ezibonakala into wangabana inganyuka. Kungakumbi ke apha kwi-local authorities. Mane sisho xa ndithetha nayo ndithi yeka le nto uba yikho SAPS le ingoku. Ukuba unohla kwi-provinces, you'll get the same, similar things. If unohla kwamasipalathi, it's similar things where even other officials are being bullied into wangabana you must do this. If you can't do it, then you need to resign. So sikulo problem.
Let's leave it there for now, Mr. Nkululeko Mantana, our political analyst. Inkosi kakhulu ngexesha sinike lona nangehlalutyo lwakho.
Bulala namsasazi.
Ngolo hlobo ke lenkqubo yethu i-VOB Voice of the Bay ifikelela esiphelweni. Khumbula ke besikunye nayo uDr Joshua Ndlela, i-counselling psychologist yapha eUNISA. Sincokole ke imicimbi eliqela naye mental health, kanti ke kwakhona naye umhlekazi uNkululeko kaMantana. Sijongene imicimbi ye-G20 iquka ke ne-ad hoc committee. Ngolo hlobo ke sifikelele esiphelweni, intsimbi yesihlanu sichwechwela yona. Adios amigos, God bless, till we meet again tomorrow evening kwinkqubela FM 97.0 between 6 and 9 in the evening. Happy Sunday.